Yep, I have it being recorded right now.
Great, thank you very much.
Yep.
That's awesome. Okay, cool. So again, just the reports are like interactive. You can drill into the reports and get to the underlying data and so forth. If you drill into like any of these, you can actually get to the data that's making up this report, which I'll talk about later when we get to the dashboards and so forth. You can slice and dice these reports to the way you see fit based on sales managers, regional managers, direct, like district managers, etc. You could just build the reports once, and you can filter based on specific users or products or what have you. Also, sorry, was there a question?
No, go ahead.
Okay, great. And again, we have like integration into Outlook as well. So whatever activities and tasks that you're maintaining in Outlook directly can be interfaced into Salesforce. So here you see tasks and calendars. These are all like integrations into your Outlook calendar or Gmail calendar, what have you. You're able to see, obviously day, week, month Outlook, as well as you can see not only your calendar, but everyone else's that is associated in Salesforce. So if you want to be able to...
You integrate with O365?
Yes, absolutely. And I wish I had that like demo or set up. I can log into my 365 account and show you if that's something that you want to be able to see. But what Salesforce does, it actually integrates directly into the subject or the body of the email. And when you click on the Salesforce link, it actually brings up the related contact record, the account the contact's associated to, as well as any opportunities, cases, etc., that you can, by click of a button, attach that email directly into that one of those objects within Salesforce. So now you're sharing your personal email into Salesforce, so anyone wanting to access what's going on with the account, they don't have to look through your personal email or forward. You can just look in Salesforce. Does that make sense, or would you like for me to show you what that looks like?
You can take a look at that later. That's fine.
Okay. Yeah, but we do have a direct the bidirectional interface into Outlook 365.
Is that out of the box? Is that another additive component?
No, it's out of the box.
Okay.
No, configuration meaning you need to set up with your Exchange server, just being able to access, but it's native to Salesforce. When you buy Salesforce, you get the ability to link your Outlook account to Salesforce account.
Okay. All right.
It's a configuration meaning you just need to set that up to tell Salesforce to talk to your Exchange server. But the partner will be able to do that for you. That's pretty straightforward. And vice versa, anything you do in Salesforce, if you send an email from Salesforce, it goes to the Exchange server and puts a copy on your like PSD file as well, the copy of it in Salesforce. One of the key features I want to talk about is this Google-like search engine at the top is our global search engine. Very powerful tool within Salesforce, allows you to search the entire database within Salesforce. So if you're looking for a specific contact, you're looking for a specific order, you're looking for a specific case, all you have to do is simply type in the first few letters of the person's name or what have you, and it starts searching the database, and it pulls up related lists. So if I just click the enter button here, it's going to show me where, oops, obviously it didn't do it. Lauren. So you see here, I typed in Lauren, and it brought up wherever Lauren's associated to, whatever activities, assets she may be tied to, any type of cases or issues she may be associated with, and obviously like her contact record. So it does a deep search. It also has associations in those like files, any transcripts that, live chat transcript that she's been tied to, etc. It does a deep search even into the attachments and documents that you may associate to an account or a doctor per se. If you sent them any brochures, it actually does a deep, not only on the subject line of the content, but also the body of the content. So as you start growing and as you start putting data into Salesforce, it becomes a really good, robust way to find information. So Google search really takes time and effort for the user to go and retrieve data. Okay, I'm going to go back to the home screen. I'm going to talk a little bit about Chatter here. Chatter is an internal collaboration tool that people can communicate back and forth with, just to be able to share information about any object in Salesforce. So it's a great tool to have internal collaboration on what's going on with an account, a doctor, or a product that you may be launching, etc. It's a great way to use Chatter. Let's go into to an account. So but let's say I want to target Dr. Jeffrey Waller, right? I can actually click into the recent accounts that I visited here, or I can go to my list of all accounts. Again, it's like an Excel spreadsheet that you have access to all the information. You can create views specific to accounts like customer accounts, prospect accounts, recently viewed accounts, and these can be customized to user preferences, whatever views they want to create it to, the specific like region that you want to create it for, or a territory you want to create it for. You can do that through this and access that information. You know, your top doctors that you work with or whatever it might be, you can create those lists directly in Salesforce. Either the admin can create it or the specific user can create it. Now, like you can search through the alphabet as well. Again, the global search. You can go back to the account screen. I'm going to actually click into Jeffrey Weller. I think this is Jennifer's dentist that she goes to. So when I click into like Jeffrey, you're presented with all the related information about Dr. Waller here. We have even social integration. So, you know, if we had access to his Facebook account, we could actually pull his image into the application as well. So unfortunately, I'm not friends with Dr. Jeffrey Waller on Facebook, so I couldn't pull his image in here. But when you get to the point where you can actually pull in people's images, their company logos, et cetera, if you wanted to, just make it more personalized. Here, the account details, again, this all can be customized to whatever field you want to capture and want to display. So you see here, you have, you know, if you have account numbers associated to it from your back-end system, you can pull that in, phone number, website, you know, total sales that we've done with this doctor, just like various information like the region that they're in, what their annual revenue is, retail sales data, you know, current year versus previous year. You can see what we did from last year versus this year. How are we trending? Are we, you know, in the positive? Are we in the negative? And so forth. As well as you're able to bring in your retail data to be able to display in a graphical format. So you see here, this is just some examples, right? These are the products that we're selling to this doctor. Here's how he's trending year over year and what those products are performing like. As well as on the right-hand side, you can see which products are doing better than the others in the space. So here, one product's doing better than the three. You can have those conversations. Why is that doing better? What can we do better to get those other products to perform like the other one is? And this all, you know, available to your sales managers when they're pulling in this account-related data. We have integration into Google Maps as well. So if you're a salesperson on the road, need to find doctors and so forth, they can leverage Google to get directions or, you know, look at traffic going on in the city or whatever it might be. We have that integration directly linked into Salesforce. Clicking up. Sorry, Greg, was there a question?
No, it's just okay.
Cool. So just here, I'm just exposing some of the additional information that can be brought in from your integration you're talking about. You see sales, right? Volume in January, February, March of last year. What's going on this year? You're able to see that and expose that information out to your sales manager, so he can have that conversation with the customer as far as why are sales down, what do we need to do to get them back up, or what have you. Scrolling through, there's various ways to navigate Salesforce. Either you scroll up and down, or there's these links at the top where you can hover over, and you can see all the associated activities that are going on with this customer. So anything you do within Salesforce can be tracked, and this all can be automated as well. So from a mobile phone, if you make a call to a doctor, the system will automatically log that as a call in Salesforce if you wanted to, or else you can opt to just make a personal phone call if you need to, not log it into Salesforce. But just to help optimize the use and time savings for your sales managers on the field. And activity like history, these are all the completed things that have happened with this customer. And then when you see the contacts, you have like direct information about who at that doctor's office you may be working with. So for example, Lauren Boyle, James Yu. Lauren Boyle is a healthcare manager. James was a dental office manager. So these are the people you want to target when you're trying to, make those sales calls and so forth. As you drill into these contacts, you're able to capture more information about that person, as well as all the associated information going on with that, like where's Lauren tied to an activity, where's she tied to a opportunity, a case, what have you. So just a quick way to track all that information. Store visits. I mean, you can label this as doctor visits. And every time you visit a doctor, you may be able to capture your interaction with that doctor, when that visit occurred, what were the call, like highlights, as well as you can even capture inventory or product levels that you have within that doctor and store that information as far as if there's a cadence that, you know, your regional managers have for your sales managers to go visit. All this can be metriced out on a dashboard saying that are my sales managers going out and like visiting a number of doctors I need them to in a week. So these store visits or doctor visits can be all captured and then obviously summarized into a report for the managers to make sure that, you know, Jennifer's actually doing her job and going to these stores or these doctors' offices.
And that's also, I know we talked about like people being able to check in, you guys being able to calculate mileage from that. That's, you know, also in that activity, whether it's activity history, store visit, however you want to label it. That's a really good place that you can do that. So they walk in, they can pull up the information that they need to talk about, and then, you know, check in or check out. So you guys are able to capture that data point.
Awesome. As well as, for example, a lot of doctors I know from experience that if they want to, you know, you want to sell their product to them, they're going to ask for a sample first. Say, give me, you know, 20 units of whatever you're trying to sell me. Let's see how that runs in my office. If it sells, then I'll obviously order more. So here, what you can do is quickly create a sample request underneath, you know, Dr. Weller here, and associate the product that you want to have him sample, and obviously track, and then have automated workflow built in. As soon as you hit the save button on the sample, it shoots off a notification to your fulfillment center to send that sample out. What it also does is you can have it create a follow-up task for the sales manager. Say, okay, after 2 weeks, let's follow up with this doctor and see how the samples work. And that automatically gets created by that workflow. And then when that date or time comes up, whatever that reminder time is, it'll notify the sales manager that, hey, I need to follow up on this sample that I sent to Dr. Weller 2 weeks ago, and then see if we can get an order placed by him on this product. So
walk through maybe sample request.
Sure.
That was one thing we talked about.
So, for example, Jen is saying, I want to create a new sample request. I was going to show that on the mobile device, but I can show it here.
Fine, sorry.
No, it's okay. Okay, so here you just click the new button, and again, it just has whatever field you can associate your doctor visit here, who the contact that you spoke to at the office, what product you want to sample. So you just, you know, link to your product catalog, and then once they provide feedback, you can actually capture the feedback at the sample level here, and customer rating what they rated your product, and then you just hit the save button, and it creates that sample request for you and triggers these workflows that you built into the system.
Right.
As well as opportunities. Now you're working with, you know, Dr. Weller, and you know that he's in the market to buy certain things from you, and I need to create an opportunity because he's going to buy them in August or September or October. I can start creating these opportunities in the system, and when I create these opportunities, I can actually, you know, track the statuses and update the forecast based on the stage of the opportunity, the probability percentage, and then the pipeline status that they're going to be in. So let's take a look at this opportunity that we have with Dr. Waller for the new product that he's looking at here. So you see the opportunity-related information. The total amount is $80,000, $87,000 in sales. We have the products that we're associating for this opportunity that he's going to purchase from us, which are based off your price book and your price catalog, your product catalog. You have the quantities, you have the list price, what sale prices for things, and that all sums up to the opportunity level. Not only can you add the products in there, but also you can generate quotes. So here, I can let the system create a quote for me, and I have the associated information about the quote, the subtotals, any discounts that I may be giving based off of relationship or promos that may be going on. I can add that in here, taxes, shipping and handling, etc. And I can actually have the system create a PDF with the quote details, who it's going to, who the signer is, who presented this quote, gives you all the associated line items and the discounts and so forth. And you can actually email this quote directly from Salesforce. Once you email the quote, it creates an activity underneath this account, underneath Lauren Boyle that we sent it to, the quote that we created and the opportunity that it was associated to, and now you have like history of what's been going on. And then this even has the ability to do like revision control. So say quote one wasn't what the doctor was looking for. He needs a 12% discount. You can just revise his quote, update the discount, and send out a new quote to him. The ability to like even embed DocuSign, an electronic signature tool, can be incorporated into Salesforce, so they can even sign it on their phone and send the quote back to the sales manager. We have native approval process. I know we talked about this a little bit, is that if there's any specific threshold or things like that need to be approved, you can actually leverage the Salesforce approval logic to do that, and which is you would set up like based off of, you know, discounts or whatever. Maybe a sales manager has the ability to give up to 10%, but anything above 10% needs to have their manager approval. So automatically, as soon as the discount value goes to 12%, they would need to submit this for approval. The manager gets a notification either on their desktop or their mobile phone. They can either approve or reject the quote from their mobile device, and then that notification, once it's approved, the sales manager knows, okay, my manager is good with the 12%. I can move forward with this quote, send it to the customer. So all that is native.
Excuse me for a second. We don't really do quotes a lot. We do in the retail market, which is we have fewer people, but I can see some potential use for special pricing requests within the organization for individual stuff. So that would be something that the sales managers and directors could take a look at. But that's good to know. Okay, continue.
Awesome. Okay, so I just wanted to go back to the opportunity just to show like different stages and so forth. So this is where you would monitor your stages of the opportunity, and that will affect your forecasting and so forth, and the probability. What else can I tell you about the opportunities? Once you process this, close one, it gets kind of like booked business, and you have your opportunity pipeline get updated and so forth. Let me go back to the account that I was on. I want to show you some of the other details that I have access to. We talked a little bit about your customer service organization, right? So now, just having one platform, you can incorporate sales into service as well. So now your sales manager has a lens into what type of issues that Dr. Weller office may have logged with your customer service organization. So here, through the case management feature, the customer service group would work off the same account record, same information that your salespeople are seeing, but then have the ability to create cases associated or issues associated to Dr. Weller. You see Dr. Weller's called in a few times, and here's the status of the cases and so forth. So a sales manager going into a meeting, he can quickly or she can take a quick look at, do I have any outstanding open cases that I need to be worried about? Because if there are, I don't want to go ask for new business before I resolve these issues. So this gives them that lens, as well as customer service can now tie everything together about this individual doctor's office with not only sales information, but from a customer service information. And I can talk to you about how case management works as part of the second part of the demo, just to show you how your customer service group would be able to leverage the same information, but do the case management piece of it. And then obviously, you can monitor what's going on and so forth. Next piece, underneath Dr. Weller, you have the orders. This is where your integration would come in, is any type of ERP data you want to expose into Salesforce through either Lightning Connect or Salesforce Connect, you can expose that information directly. And you can have a bidirectional, so if you want to allow bidirectional updates, you can do that. So if there's a change in order, you can actually manipulate the order from Salesforce and have it update your ERP system. But if you choose not to, just the ERP is a system with record, you can just expose the data here. So the sales manager knows all the information about the orders, what the order date was, what the order amount was, status of where it's at. Here, you can even embed your tracking information. So if product's being shipped, you can actually track that shipping information directly at the order level. So if I were to click into an order, I can actually expose a lot more information if I wanted to. I could create a related object here that says shipment history or tracking history, and just have that information exposed to the sales manager so they can quickly see where they are, or to the customer service team. You guys there?
Can you see where it says Jeffrey Weller now?
It says the organizer experiencing technical difficulties. Unless organizer will join, the meeting will end in 5 minutes.
Yeah.
There. Just shut off. Okay.
Hello?
Yeah, we're here.
Sorry about that. Issue. Can you see where it says Dr. Jeffrey Weller now?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect.
Where did I leave off? Like, where did I leave off, guys?
It wasn't that delayed. It literally was just like the last.
Orders and invoices. Everything was fine.
Okay, great. I just want to make sure I didn't lose you guys too far back. But yeah, I just wanted to show how you can bring in your ERP data directly into the record in Salesforce and have that access, so your sales managers don't have to go to other applications to pull that information, and it's all tied back to an individual record, like Dr. Weller here, and you're able to see all the associated information, as well as like notes and attachments. You can attach any type of document, PDF, Word document, Excel spreadsheet associated to Dr. Weller here, and be able to access it at like any given point in time. Are we still there?
Yes,
okay.
we are.
No, awesome. Okay. So just wanted to quickly show you how, the information can be displayed within an account record and be able to like access for an individual account. One thing I wanted to talk about is everything is associated to an object, right? So if you wanted to take a look at just the orders in the system, you can actually create a view just for orders. When I click all orders, I can actually see all the orders that we brought into the system. It's tied to the accounts, amount, order data, status, invoices, whatever fields you choose to bring in, you can expose on these lists and be able to slice and dice the information and get to those orders quickly. Right, so if I were to just type the order number here, you could pull that order number up right up at the top here.
And similarly, like we saw in the views for the accounts, if you guys just wanted to see completed orders or open orders or pending, same with customer service, you wanted to see open service cases or closed cases, you can create any view to any data that we're holding in here.
Okay. Cool. And then I can I can create certain ones that are global, and other ones can create their own personal views as they see fit.
Exactly.
So here on the left-hand side, I just clicked on all. Again, I have very limited data in our demo work. But here, so you can see closed orders. When I filter that, it closes the order. Open orders. So again, if you can create views based off of any field that you bring into Salesforce, if I want to do it by status or by, order amount greater than 12,000, I could filter based on that.
Fair enough.
Also, store visits. Every time you have a doctor visit, it's created in the application. You can see it created here, so you can actually see everything that's going on with each doctor that was visited and what date the visit was, and then what the store call highlights were. So what the doctor's visit highlights were. And one cool feature about when I'll show you on the mobile app is you can actually leverage Siri to be able to talk and dictate at the same time for you instead of having to type in all the notes. So if you're in the car after the doctor visit, you can actually dictate, hey, I met with Dr. Weller. He's interested in product XYZ, and I'm going to send a sample out to him and follow up within 2 weeks. Done. Close, move on to your next appointment.
Sure.
I know we talked about cases. Just wanted to talk about a little bit about how these cases work and how the cases function here. So this is your customer service organization. So we service customers through various channels and so forth. So anytime a customer emails you about an issue, we can convert that to a case. Anytime a customer calls you, we can get a screen pop to show up. So let me quickly show you that from a service perspective. So I'm going to go to a different view within Salesforce called the Service Console. And, I'm now Jennifer Frank working in the service center. I have the same access to all the same information, but I'm able to see things differently now. So I'm able to optimize my user experience and make my life a little easier. So say a call comes in the service center from a customer, right? Lauren Boyle is calling in from Dr. Weller's office. So based on her calling into the CTI integration, we're able to pull up all the information associated to Lauren Boyle. So now from customer service, I have access to everything that we presented to Lauren, information about Lauren, about the doctor office that she works for. So for example, if I click on details, then I'm able to see exactly now Dr. Weller's office information. But if I click on Lauren Boyle, I'm able to see the Lauren Boyle record of Lauren Boyle from Dr. Weller, as well as this highlights panel, just some information about Dr. Weller's office. You're able to see side panels with information like who the contacts are there. You can store any information like what are the samples that we may have sent out to Lauren Boyle, et cetera, can be exposed here.
Doesn't need to be that busy either.
Yeah.
If it's too busy, it doesn't need to be that busy.
So quickly from a customer service organization, you can actually, like Jen said, if you want to collapse this, you can collapse that to make it less busy. Now, Lauren's calling in. She wants to create a case. She has an issue. You simply on the console here, just create a new case, and you can have different case types. Case types drive the different fields you may want to expose, different workflows that are associated to it. So for demo purpose, I'm going to say it's a technical issue, but it could be any type of case that you want.
And this is like on Monday when we were talking about your internal help desk versus your customer service complaints. This is how Salesforce manages both types of complaints in the same view, right? So we have our customer service issues that are our customers coming in, but then we also have our internal help desk working on the same technology. It's just they're different case types. So they're asking for different pieces of information. They're being routed to different folks to handle the issue, but ultimately the same technology driving it.
Right. In the short run, here's the next question, connector costs notwithstanding. We currently have an SQL server that manages our database, our complaint database, and we have a field that we can. So there would be nothing that precludes us from just presenting the current complaints that are open for that customer in this window, as opposed to having it active and connected to the case module. Right? We can just go down to the tab.
Yeah, are you saying you want to like integrate your current case, your issue management directly into Salesforce and expose your?
Just present it. It's all just like with our open orders and stuff like that. We're just going to call the database and present it so they can see it, so you have visibility. But it's not going to be. It's not going to be like I said. There's nothing, they can't enter cases from there because of the other nature of the other database. So okay.
Yeah. Yeah, the option is yours. If you want to be able to do that, you can do that definitely. We're just showing you the capability of having your case management, the customer service team on one platform. So yeah, you can definitely.
Let me ask one other question about Connect. Is that per server? Is that per server protocol? So I've got 3 SQL servers here. Let's say I've got databases and spread across them, different applications. One's my complaint, one is my additional customer information, one is something else. If I want to hit those databases, if I have 3 different servers, do I have to pay for each server, or is it just SQL Server, DB2, and MySQL? And MySQL could connect to 10 different MySQL servers.
The latter. I think it's just the 3 that you're talking about, because your SQL server is actually connecting to the multiple different servers that you have, and that data could be served up into that one and then just connect to Salesforce. But again, I
take a SQL server and I create views over that data, and I'll have everything connected into that data.
Exactly. That's my understanding, but I think the partner will be able to demonstrate that to you.
Okay, all right. Yeah, creating the view of the SQL server is fine. MySQL, we only got one right now, but okay, all right. That's a nice way of going one place. Okay. All right. Continue.
So here, just as a case management thing, so if you hit the save button here, when I create a case, you can leverage other tools and features like within like Salesforce, like knowledge. You can leverage milestones, entitlements, etc. But I think you guys have a good tool right now with the case management. So what you can do is just expose those cases directly into Salesforce. So I won't continue with kind of going with the sales process. The service piece, unless you guys see a need for it. I can go into more detail. We also have integration into like geo mapping. So for example, this is just one of the tools that are available in the App Exchange to be able to like integrate to. So from a mapping perspective, I know you guys mentioned, can I actually map my accounts, my prospects into a mapping tool to do route optimization, kind of plan my day out and so forth. I apologize for the latency here, but
no problem.
But we can integrate directly with any type of mapping software out there. So for example, here, if I want to just map my accounts, I can do that. Hold on one second. There you go. So here, as I map my accounts, as you can see, the data is, obviously spread out the U.S., but you can see my accounts are mapped out in my region. And then what you could do is actually overlay traffic patterns on there, so you can see where the traffic is. You can actually expose weather maps on there, as well as you could do route optimization. So you can actually create routes based on what your appointments are throughout the day, and then you can see which one. So if an appointment gets canceled, then you can reroute yourself, add another prospect that's in the vicinity. Maybe you want to knock on their door and see if they're available to chat in that 1 hour window you have. So you can leverage the mapping software that's directly integrated. So I actually took Salesforce data and I overlaid it into the mapping tool that we have within Salesforce here, Map Anything, and you can start optimizing.
All right, this is good. So take off the traffic. I don't care about that right now. Okay, and the weather. I don't care about that. Okay, so yeah, I see you got the handbar right now. You got the ability to do. So I want to zoom in on Chicago. And let's just say I've got two different customer types. One's a retailer, one's a dentist office. Okay, so I could somewhere in here I could go through and create information on how to go through and basically filter only on dentist offices, right? So first things first, I want to take a look at my dentist offices, and then I want to start taking a look at. I want to draw out an arrow. I'm going to be in Aurora. Okay, and I want to find everybody. Tomorrow I'm going to be in Aurora as my hotel is. I want to find everybody within 50 miles of the dentist office. Because I see you got your drawing. You get your square, your circle, and your manual click thing for drawing.
I just don't think we have a lot of data in Chicago in this org. I think if he goes further east or west, it'll be a little more impactful.
It's fine, and just
I don't care where it is. I mean, there was two. I just want to say, how do I select one versus the other one, and can I draw? Okay, I'm going to be in San Francisco, and I want to find everybody within 5 miles of the hotel. Do you guys have the loop, the lasso, or the circle that'll do that? It gives you a radius.
Yeah.
So it's right here. You can draw like vicinity. You can draw, plot it out whichever way you want to.
Okay. All right. So.
And we have specialists that we work with on Map Anything as well, so we can set up a specific half-an-hour demo to go through that. The point today is just to show you high level it's integrated, but if I certainly can set up, 30 minutes with that team just to make sure that we can really dig into the nuts and bolts of it.
Yeah, so, Gary and Pat, I think you're, sorry, go ahead, Greg.
Okay, so obviously, the other thing is, give me a rough idea of Map Anything. It's an additive component. What am I looking at for that? For an add-on? Is it a per user license? Is it what's the licensing model for it?
Yeah, so it is an add-on. It's the only thing you've seen today so far that it is an add-on. It's I think it's $30 at list per user, but we do have some other. This is the one that happens to be integrated into our actual demo instance. There's some other GeoPoint apps on our App Exchange that are a little bit less expensive as well. So I think they range
per year. $30 per user per year or per month?
Per month.
All right.
And I think what you were saying about Greg and Pat is having that system bring in the prospects, what have you. You'd have to generate that list within Salesforce, and then once you have that list in Salesforce, you can render those points on the map. So say that you're like in a vicinity, you have a list of your prospects or these potential doctors' offices, then you could overlay those. So then you could start plotting out with the confirmed meetings with, some free time, you can go to those prospects. So you have to have those data elements within Salesforce. The system is not going to go out there and just say, okay, I'm in California right now. I'm at this location. Show me all the 20 different doctor's offices from where I'm standing right now.
Okay, So I got to figure a different way to go through and load that in. This is basically to allow me the mapping and routing and stuff like that.
Upload our customer data.
Right, so we upload our customer, but still it won't select them. So we have to have some sort of selection on the front end and a longitude, latitude within this point to.
No, I think as long as your city is in there, it's going to put them in that area. You don't have to the exact coordinates.
Well, no, but at the same time, but you have to know if I want to do Perio, this. Well, okay. Well, we'll take a look at that later. Just get some mapping. It's another mapping kit.
I'll send you guys. So I'll send you a link to the different options available,
Yeah,
and we can dig into that a little bit more.
Yeah, just don't want to misrepresent that the tool does what you're looking to do. You need to have those lists created in the system. Then you can plot those lists on top of the map, and then utilize the route optimization and
But the list could be my accounts. So if I'm Jennifer Frank and I'm an account executive and I have a list that says my accounts, that could be the list that goes on there. It could be really simple. It's going to be a list you already have. It's just not stuff that's
We have 3,000 accounts on average per salesperson.
okay.
And with a variety of different selection criteria: Perio, PDO, general practitioner, office size, or the way they want to cut and slice it. So you say we can't do that with Map Anywhere. We have to do that through either our view or something along that line, or our selection criteria.
Yep.
Okay.
You could have different views based on the different types, exactly, and then you can just throw that on there. And just for the sake of time, I think we're going to get kicked out of our room here in about 15 minutes. So I will make sure we can high level show you at least reports and dashboards, and then jump into the mobile just to at least let you see what that looks like.
Yeah, the UI looks like. So let me actually go into a dashboard real quick here, guys. So as I mentioned, anything you put into Salesforce or bring into Salesforce, you can utilize to render the reports and dashboards here. So here, just a regional manager dashboard, right? There's different dashboards you have. You can have C-level, you can have your sales rep dashboard, your district manager dashboard, your marketing dashboards, etc. So here I'm just showing you some examples of closed business trends, what products are selling in what quarter, and how we're doing against our baseline. You can see the leaderboard for storage visits or doctor's visits. Jennifer's here leading the pack. Your program activities. You can see rep with the most new orders that are coming in, and you can see Casey Central. I don't see Jennifer on here, so Jennifer needs to step up her game. Activity pipeline, what's going on with each account, what meetings, what calls, etc. You can see you can create the speedometer dashboard to show you your goals and targets within your organization. Whoops, sorry about that. Let me go back here. Top rep performance, your forecasting, your stalled orders, what orders are not going through. I like team metrics, neglected accounts. What doctors haven't you visited in X amount of days or time frame? So this kind of gives you visibility of what they're not doing versus what they're doing now. And
good question. Okay, great. There's a lot of stuff on here. It borders on overwhelming, to be honest with you, at this point. Let me ask a question now. So a regional manager wants to go through and create his own view of his own dashboard, modify his own dashboard. Can he do it, or does it require outside consultants, IT support to go through and generate this stuff here?
That's a great question, Greg. Actually, our reports and dashboard capability is very user-friendly, and we encourage the business actually to create the reports versus having IT or a consulting firm do it. So, for example, here, let me just drill into this one activity report.
It's all the data mapped in it. Right, exactly. Okay.
It's all drag and drop. Yep.
So here, when I hit the customize report, you can actually see all the objects that are available to you are available and the fields associated. So you simply just drag and drop. If you wanted to drop the subject line in here, hold on, it's dropping here. Let me drop another date. Let me just drop the start time, right? I can drag and drop it right there, and it actually drops that field right into the report.
And that's any standard field or any custom field you add, or any field of data that you're bringing in from outside sources, regardless of how you bring it in. So anything that you guys are tracking in Salesforce, you can then report off of, and then the dashboards are just putting the pictures on top of the report.
Yeah, those are the pictures are the representation of the data, right? And you have your filters. You can create roles. You can drag and drop. So if you go out to the App Exchange, there's already canned reports that you can use in Salesforce, and you just modify those reports based on your business. And like a business user can do that. They can save their own version. They can share it with the public if they want to. It's all stored like within Salesforce.
Okay. Very nice.
Yeah, it's very user friendly. Actually, Jen and I create our own reports all the time
It's user friendly, but once again, you have to have people who are willing to go through it and at least mess around with it and figure out how to drag and drop it. And we have, we're still dealing with somewhat of half our Salesforce is somewhat old school. Half of it is technology. So, we have some people who would dig into it, other people would say, So, but that's
generally what we see happen. Generally what we see happen is there'll be, probably 20, 30 reports based on the business that people are requesting. You'll create probably 4 or 5 dashboards out of that. So each dashboard will maybe have 5 or 6 reports on it. And then using dynamic dashboards, what you can do is you guys as an IT group or the consulting company you bring in will create them for you. You roll it out, and then managers can just filter it down based on their teams, and individuals can filter it down. So you guys are making a report for daily sales. You only have to do that once across the business, and then it starts to filter down to the team level, to the regional level, to the individual level. So there's not a lot of building of the reports that they have to do. Now, for the folks that want to get in there and do it and don't want to wait on IT or somebody to do it for them, they can. But for the folks that never want to get in there and do it, they're going to get the same access to information they have today, and it's easier for you guys to manage and push out to the team. I've been here 4.5 years. I've created a ton of freaking reports that are custom to me. I've created 0 from scratch because there's so much out there and available. You can just customize. You can change a field or 2, and then you get to see what you want to see.
That's very nice. Very nice. Okay. So if we can go through and, like I said, you can just wrap this thing up, give us the video. I do want to get it to Kathy and to Beth, so they have an idea of what's going on with it.
Okay. Do you guys want to see mobile really fast? We have about 5 minutes left.
I can just show you the mobile interface real quick.
Show us that's fine, yeah.
Again, it's going to be all the same information. It's real time, obviously. So any of the information that you're putting in on mobile or desktop is going to transfer back to the other.
I'm going to show you real quick so you guys have a view into mobile.
You have a lot of screens open.
I know. Right. I'm working on a lot of accounts. Okay.
My desktop's cleaner.
So here we go. I'm going to log into.
This is device agnostic. We happen to have a lot of Apple, but
yeah. So you can see here, it's just a Salesforce One app. It's free when it's included in your license. So you just download the app from the Apple Store or Android Store or Google Store, and you're able to log in with your Salesforce ID. And anything you build, develop in Salesforce renders on the screen size optimization, so you don't have to build separate views or separate screens or things like that for your mobile instance. So for example, here, I'm just going to quickly show you since we're lack of time here. I have access to all the information that I need access. I'm going to click on accounts real quick. You'll see Dr. Weller. And as I click into Dr. Weller, you're able to see all the associated information about Dr. Weller. His phone number, I can click on the phone number and hit the call button, and that phone call gets recorded in here. You saw the total sales, you see the account details, etc. I can go to the related list. You can see all the contacts that are there, right? As well as you're able to see the store visits or the doctor visits, sample requests, cases, opportunities, etc. You're able to quickly create a store visit from the global action here. So if I click store visit or doctor visit, quickly it creates a record for you. So you can see you can capture whatever the attributes are, like the product information here, like fridge space, shelf space, store call highlights. As I mentioned, instead of having to type, I can just use the Siri. Like, had a great visit with Dr. Weller. He's interested in our product, right? I can hit the next button, and now I can take inventory of the products that I want and so forth. Just simple ways to like access information and log calls. I can post out to chatter. I can make a call, whatever it might be. I can do that. I can see cases.
Look at sample request.
Yep. Sample request real quick. So here I can quickly click on the sample request. And again, you see the two that I've created there. I can create a new one. And it associates to the customers. You can tie it to a store visit, status of the sample request, who the contact was, and what the products are. And you can associate the feedback directly from here. And hit the save button. That'll trigger the workflow that we talked about.
Can we, on one, I'm sure the answer is yes. Can we enter one product, and then another product, and another product, so it can be variable 4, 5, 6, or just one with multiple lines? Is that easily done?
Yeah, you can do multiple products. Here we just have one associated, but yeah, you can associate multiple products to a sample.
I'm sure the answer is yes, but just going to ask it anyway. Okay. The voice thing is nice. It's very, very nice.
I mean, for them to be able to do it on their phone while they're there. Right now, that's the struggle is having to go home, type it all out for the next few hours.
Or their laptop.
Exactly.
Okay, so I guess next steps are we're going to get this. I get this to Kathy and to Beth and whoever else is interested. Number one. Number two, also I'll talk to Rollinger about from a retail perspective. I'll get it up to Jocelyn and to Hubert, whatever, up in Canada. The other thing we want to do right now is we want to probably hopefully expedite the meeting with a local vendor who understands the Lightning Connect versus the Direct Connect, the pluses and minuses of it, so we can go through and evaluate that. So I can, because that's a big nut. If there's a one-time nut, I'm going to be able to handle it easier. But every year, that's a chunk. So we just got to understand.
Could you send me over? I think we're going to need probably at least for the initial conversation, 2 hours minimum. Can you send me over when you have some time? It's going to have to be next week, but early next week that we could get it on their calendar, and then I'll go about it that way and just say, hey, these are the days they have available, figure it out.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll get you a list of stuff today. Okay.
Okay. So then we'll be out, with that team here early next week. I'll get the recording out to you. Certainly as you guys have questions, as you're looking at things, please absolutely let us know. And then the other thing I'm going to get you is just a link on our app exchange to the different GeoPoint options. Again, that's the only thing you saw today that is an add-on, but it's just something to keep in mind and know that Map Anything's what we have here. There's other options available too. So certainly keep us up to date with any questions. Let me know your calendar as soon as you know it, and then I will get some times back from Sonoma ASAP and get that on the calendar hopefully by tomorrow.
Wonderful.
Awesome. Well, thanks guys for your time. We will talk to you soon. I will be in touch. I'll get this recording over as soon as it's saved.
Perfect. Thank you. All right.
Okay, have a good day.
We'll talk to you guys soon.
Bye.
Bye.